الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على محمد وآله وصحبه وعلى التابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أيها المسلمون اتقوا الله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Dear brothers and sisters, the topic of today is very much clarification of the topic of last week. Many brothers and sisters came and asked either for some translation into Arabic or more clarification, and because it's very important, it's pivotal actually, because upon this khutbah we need to build some work for our community. So it is clarification, and let's call it this time role of the community, because they said, okay, that was the problem, what's the answer? And the answer, the solution is community. Have they stand up to take the role, otherwise no other way out of this problem. And we started by saying, do you think our children and their children will still maintain their deen, will still have their deen? هل تظنوا أن أبناءنا وبناتنا يحافظون على دينهم الجيل الثاني الجيل الثالث? And you might say, of course they will. But if you read history, you will find that not just communities, whole nations, whole Muslim nations left Islam for one reason or another. Either by force, like in Andalusia, Spain and Portugal of today, or after colonial age, like in Africa, and missionaries that took place after that. And in Indonesia and in the Philippines, and many other places. And even in America. نقول نعم ترك المسلمون تاريخيا ترك المسلمون الإسلام جماعات إما بالقوة محاكم التفتيش في بلاد الأندلس إسبانيا والبرتغال وإما بعد الاستعمار من خلال التنصير كما حدث في أفريقيا وفي الفلبين وإندونيسيا وغيرها. And even if you think America, if you take number in any given city in America of those who attend daily prayers, and the number of those who attend Jum'ah, and jump to see the number of those who attend Eid, you ask yourself, what are the Muslims? So if 50 attend daily prayers, 2,500, that's Syracuse, attend Jum'ah, 12,000 attend Eid, where are they the rest of the year? Are they Muslims? Even Jum'ah, they don't show up? Jum'ah is not enough. Anyways. And how about those who don't even show up in Eid? If you think about the number of Muslims in America, the number of masajid, the capacity time, you'll be shocked. So don't assume that your kids or their kids are far away from leaving Islam, because already Muslims like you and myself are leaving Islam. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. And we said, solution is the community. And I was wondering, كنت أقول ما الذي حدث لذلك الدين النقي الذي أخذه صحابة رسول الله شرقا وغربا صلى الله على محمد، غطوا أطراف المعمورة ودخل الناس في دين الله أفواجا. ما الذي حدث حتى يأتي يوم يستعمرنا فيه غير المسلم ويغير ديننا؟ I was asking what happened. That one day Muslims with the pure deen from Rasulullah alayhi salam, from Allah to Rasulullah to them, took Islam everywhere. And a reminder, they were less advanced than all nations in the world. Yet all nations in the world accepted their gift of Islam. كانوا أقل تقدما من كل الأديان أو من كل الحضارات. ولكن كل الحضارات قبلت الإسلام. Why? What's in it for them? Why would somebody accept something when they have everything? The answer is الدين يعطي وجهة. Islam deen of Allah gives a sense of direction, and they needed that sense of direction. Without it, we're lost. regardless how advanced we are. كما يقول أحد عظماء فلاسفة الإسلام: ما الفائدة إذا تقدمت الآلة وانحط الإنسان. As one of the great Muslim philosophers said once, what the point of technology is so advanced when humans are so retarded and so in the bottom of morals and manners and ethics and bottom of everything that makes them humans. So they accepted Islam that gives sense of direction. And as I said, the Hudhud Sulaiman was not distracted by the civilization of the people of Saba when he found that they were just mushrikeen. When Allah talks about Aad, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, ألم ترى كيف فعل ربك بعاد? Haven't you seen what your Lord did to the tribe of Ad? إرم ذات العماد. From the city of Iram, they had huge pillars. They had huge buildings. In the other ayah, أتبنون بكل ريع آية تعبثون. In every highland you build a landmark, you build a mansion, they were perfect construction. And Allah says in Surah Al-Fajr, التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. This tribe, even or this city, they had no match whatsoever. Allah created them without anything like them, whether in how advanced they were or how strong and big they were. And what? When they denied the prophethood, Allah just destroyed them. All that doesn't mean much to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What means much to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do you recognize Him at Tawheed and recognize His prophets from Adam to Muhammad or not? Back again. So they accepted Islam. What happened from the world accepting Islam to the Muslims leaving their faith? It didn't happen suddenly. Brothers and sisters, when you have a problem with your kid, a critical problem, it didn't happen over a second. It happened gradually over time. It's accumulative. You don't notice it. It's building, like the iceberg is building beneath. You just notice it when it started confrontation there. And that's what we're saying. We need to be careful. We need to know what's going on with our children. We need to be proactive, preventative. لا ننتظر حتى تقع المصيبة ونقول ما الذي حدث؟ والله أولادي دول كانوا أحسن أولاد. نعم كانوا أحسن أولاد ما شاء الله. كان هذا يبنى داخلهم هذه الجاهلية تبنى داخلهم ولم تنتبه إلا عندما وقعت الواقعة. فنكون فعالين ونتحرك قبل فوات الأوان. Actually, historically speaking, the only time the victorious entered the faith of the defeated was with Islam. The Mongols. المغول كانوا أسوأ من النازيين. They were worse than the Nazis. And they wanted to occupy the world, literally. From Far East coming, sweeping nations in their way, Muslims included, until Europe. But subhanAllah, Mongols themselves became Muslims. And they became a Muslim nation. Those nations that accepted Islam, what do we know about Central Asia? These countries that were ruled by communists for hundreds of years. Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. Those people, they don't speak Arabic. But from them, the best Arabs came from their children. Because Arab is not a nationality or a race. It's a tongue. It's a language. Al-Bukhari from there. Muslim from there. Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, At-Tirmidhi, Al-Nasa'i. The two of Al-Sahih and 4 of Al-Sunan who served Islam like no one other came from there. Now, what happened? And as I said, I assume what happened was colonialism, al-istimar. And after they gone, after the invaders, those who occupied the Muslim lands are gone, the French and the British and the German, the Dutch and the Spanish and the Portuguese, after they were all gone, whatever they did to our nations is still there to the day. And we said the problem is not in disobeying Allah, because Allah accepts everyone repenting. But the problem is having a distorted concept of Islam. المشكلة ليست في المعصية، ولكن المشكلة أن كل ده تصور مشوه للإسلام، وهذا التصور جاء من وقت الاستعمار. And we give examples of usury in the Muslim lands of adultery, of being legal in some places. We give example of many Muslim women do not even know that they are asked by Allah as obligation upon them to be dressed in a certain way, and they don't even think of this as a sin. And great Muslim women, I'm not saying anything against them, great Muslim women, but they have a distortion. Not only that, the European, when they kidnapped tens of millions of free people from Africa and shipped them to North and South America and to Europe, ظاهرة الاستعباد, it wouldn't have happened if some Muslims didn't help. Forgetting that Rasulullah said one of the biggest كبائر. Rasulullah in صحيح البخاري عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله تعالى يقول, Allah says, that's what the Prophet said. Allah says, 3 categories of people, I will be their adversary on the day of judgment. I will contend against them. Allah خصمهم يوم القيامة. One of them, من باع حرا فأكل ثمنا. Someone sell a free person. But that was part of the distortion. And distortion still goes. We ask ourselves, was Islam that fragile that when invaders came, they occupied and they changed the deen? I'd say no. Because they tried for hundreds of years and they failed for hundreds of years. They were only successful when we were ready to be occupied. يقول عنها مالك بن نبي القابلية للاستعمار. They were only successful when Muslims were ready. What made Muslims ready? That's what Rasulullah prophesied, صلوا على محمد. When he said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, خلافة الراشدة, utopia. You know, we read about utopia. Utopia is only true in stories, but it was lived in the Prophet's time and Al-Khulafa al-Rashidin time, sallallahu ala Muhammad. 23 Prophet Muhammad, 23 years and 30 years, Khilafah, 52 years of justice, of real utopia on earth. But Rasulullah said that it will be imaratun wa rahma, mulkan addan, mulkan jabriyan. We will have different kinds of being, of ruling in the Muslim land. But the glad tidings from Rasulullah, in Hadith al-Sahih, that the justice is coming back for Muslims to be ruled. تعود الخلافة إن شاء الله. And this is what Rasulullah said, عليه الصلاة والسلام. But a Muslim don't just wait until Khilafah is here. Muslim work every day to make the justice come back. We come to this in a minute. So, yes, one time we were ready to be occupied. And we were. And we gave many examples of what happened in Africa, Turkey, Muslima, what happened in Indonesia, what happened in شبه القارة الهندية, what happened in North Africa. Many places we give examples. And then we said, it's time. It's high time that community do something about that. And we said that America, the most powerful government, still has the most active society. And the number of non-for-profit organizations in America is too many times the number of similar organizations in Muslim countries combined. Why is that? Aren't Muslims charitable? You know what? Muslims invented الوقف. اخترع المسلمون مفهوم الوقف أساسا. هذا اختراع مسلم بحت. They invented the endowment. Money set for public use, for the need of everybody in the community, Muslims and non-Muslims. But what happened, part of what the colonialism did, what part of what they did, either them or after they left, they took all non-for-profit, they had different names at the time, الجمعيات الأهلية, they took them all and they were under the ruling of the state. And when that happened, the whole community gets weaker. Many examples, wallahi, if you read history, it would be shocked. And history repeats itself, and wise people of intellect should take lessons. So, Muslims had more than that at times. And they will have this again, inshallah. And Muslims are great, don't get me wrong. If anything good about Muslims, wherever they are, is they still live the code of ethics prescribed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Dr. Ali Izzat Begovic, the Bosnian president again, said that Muslim nation doesn't have boundaries. Wherever a group of Muslims apply that, they are Muslim nation. So we are a Muslim nation. تأمر بالمعروف وتنهى عن المنكر. And from that comes the power of the community. صلوا على رسول الله. You know the story of the man who went to Rasulullah, said, Ya Rasulullah, li jarun yu'dini. A man went to Rasulullah, said, Ya Rasulullah, a neighbor of mine does me harm. Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam taught the Muslims, عرف المسلمين وعلمهم بحقوق الجار. Taught Muslims about the rights of the neighbor. Muslims or non-Muslim. A neighbor is a neighbor. And how many count as a neighbor? And Rasulullah teaching and teaching. And now this companion, we don't know where from, Medina or outskirts of Medina or another place, said, Ya Rasulullah, I have that neighbor. الحديث رواه أبو داود. الحديث رواه أبو هريرة في سنن أبو داود. حديث حسن. Said, Ya Rasulullah, li jarun yu'dini. One of my neighbors does me harm. The Prophet could have sent to that neighbor of his and say, what happened, why you do? You know what the Prophet told the man to do? قال له ضع أمتعتك في الطريق. He said to the man, go home, take all your stuff, all your things from the house, put them on the road outside. So the man did. Took all his belongings and put him on the road outside. And people passed by and they asked, what happened? What's up? يسألون الناس ما الأمر. فيقول لي جار يؤذيني فجئت رسول الله فقال لي افعل كذا وكذا صلى الله عليه وسلم. Said, a neighbor of mine does me harm. I complained to the Prophet asked me to do this. And everybody know the story, say, oh Allah, may Allah curse that neighbor of yours. May Allah punish that neighbor of yours. May Allah. And the neighbor heard about that. He went to them and said, please, by Allah, go back to your home. Wallahi, I will never hurt you again. It is the power of the community. But if community turn blind eye, hadith al-safina, they will be like the disbelievers, لعن الذين كفروا من بني إسرائيل على لسان داود وعيسى بن مريم كانوا لا يتناهون عن منكر فعلوه. If we stop advising one another, then we deserve to be cursed. نسأل الله السلامة. This is the power of community. And back again in a couple minutes, what is the answer? And we said the answer lays within the community. It takes our community to raise our children. I spend maximum 20 minutes with my children. 23 hours and 40 minutes they are doing something else. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters don't know their way to masajid. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters are living a miserable life and they need help. In every level. That's why when the Imam last week said, please, let's come and have a brainstorming session. 30-something blessed brothers and sisters showed up. And at least 20 others contacted me later saying, sorry we couldn't make it, but we will next time. Akhuna Abdul Sabur was taking notes, and inshallah, the minutes when ready we will share, and we will meet again, inshallah, tomorrow, in 2 weeks or so. We'll meet again, inshallah, because we need to do something. What can we do? Brothers like yourselves and sisters started mass, Muslim American society. Brothers, through history, those who preserved Islam were people like us, people like mass. We gave examples of Said al-Nursi in Turkey. We gave example, there was a man, Said al-Nursi. We gave examples of Al-Afghani in Egypt. We gave example of many. There were always group of people who said, we will teach our children. We will instill Islam in them. We will teach them Quran. We will teach them Arabic. We will make them Quran. We will create a community for them that they grow up strong, very proud of their deen. We will not leave them alone in that big ocean of everything. They don't know where to go and what to choose. We will give them a sense of direction. We will be there for them. Brothers like yours in mass, in ICNA, in all these organizations, they are some of the reasons why we still have our Islam. And I said, if you wait for masjid to do its job, then you will be waiting forever. Our masjid is only 2 people working, and I counted 60-something people volunteering, and many donating, tabarakallah, but that's not enough. Until everybody has a role, that's not enough. When everybody has a role, then we're vibrant. And we said, brainstorming session, see what you can do, and just do it. Say Bismillah, Allah will bless. Find people that share the passion of yours. How? Do community analysis, market analysis. See where the need is. Say, I will do that, and start Bismillah, start small and get bigger by the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And meet that need of the community, whatever that need is. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. If you find people that do something, join them. Do not reinvent them. People in education, mass and ICNA, people in food pantries and clothing, people in so many brothers and sisters of yours are doing great things around the city, mashallah. Or start your own anywhere. Reach out. You know the people of Tabligh, even though I was never a big fan, but wallahi they do a job. They do a good job. Just go places and knock at the door, say, find your friends. Reach out to people and make them know where the masjid is. How can they be part of us? How can we be part of their lives? How can they be part of our lives? One masjid here in Washington, D.C. area, wallahi, they said, Darul Hijrah. They wrote there that they have 1,000 activities per year. A masjid is just 2 imams and a border, but it is the community. Your brothers in care, for example, you might not know what care does, but until you're in trouble, God forbid, may Allah protect you all, you will know what care does. Great job, mashallah, defending the rights of Muslims. Great advocacy. Go to their website and see what they do. And be part of that, be part of every way to promote and to advance and to better our community and the broader community at large. But remember, it isn't education and wealth and business and everything that advance our community. It isn't money, it's Islam. We need to know what our Islam is. We need to know the true Islam, not any distorted version of Islam. And that will only happen when everybody stand up and say what my role is, what can I do. We'll be inviting brothers and sisters again, and we need to meet again, and we need to do things, we need to take action. And by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be successful. And by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we do everything possible. Because whatever we do, we have one goal in mind. What it is? What do you think? What's the goal? Give me an answer, please. What's the goal in mind? Jannah. Jannah is the goal in mind. That's what we all work for. فاللهم إنا نسألك الجنة. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها